Hey guys, I'm Tom the Tech Chap, and I want to show you some of the best and most exciting laptops of 2020 so far, and also some cool tech that's just round the corner. With weird and wonderful designs, extra screens, new hardware, you know, laptops that make me feel good about tech in a year that can just otherwise go away. So first up, we've got the new Samsung Galaxy Book S, but not the normal one. This model has Intel's brand new Lakefield hybrid chip. This is Intel finally making a tiny, ultra-efficient SoC to take on ARM's low-power mobile chips like Qualcomm's Snapdragon 7C and 8C for super thin and light laptops. And the result is decent performance for everyday tasks, and also longer battery life than your usual Intel laptop. And they've chosen to demonstrate the chip's layout through the medium of Lego, which I think is brilliant. So they've got a new low-power hybrid chip, so what? Well, the big deal is these Lakefield chips can run regular Windows 10 programs, as it's based on the same x86 architecture as other Intel and AMD CPUs. Whereas ARM chips that you get in the likes of the Surface Pro X can't do this, as their codebase is completely different, and so the vast majority of programs have to rely on emulation, where performance and compatibility is, well, spotty to say the least right now. So we'll need more time to see if Intel's promises are real and if Lakefield can revolutionize the thin and light laptop, but this looks like a move in the right direction, and the Galaxy Book S is a lovely little laptop. So there's definitely potential there, but what's got me excited about laptops right now are actually AMD's new 4000 series of chips, which means we're finally seeing some proper competition with Intel's 10th gen CPUs, which is great news for us when it comes to choice and value for money. And I've just got my hands on the new Acer Swift 3 with a Ryzen 4300U, and while it is built more like a budget machine and the price is a tad more than I'd like at £800, the performance and better gaming potential make it a great all-rounder laptop. Speaking of which, for the gamers among you, I think the Asus Rog Zephyrus G14, spec'd with the 8-core Ryzen 4800HS and the NVIDIA RTX 2060 Max-Q, ticks almost all the boxes for the perfect portable gaming laptop, and I think the combination of Team Red and Team Green for the CPU and GPU respectively works really well. The G14 does get quite hot under sustained loads though, and it's not the cheapest, but for me it's still one of the most exciting gaming laptops of 2020. Now moving on to bigger and better things, one of the big surprises this year for me was the new Dell Xps 17. Compared with the already brilliant XPS 15, which is one of my favorite laptops, it turns out I actually like the 17 a lot more. It's still a powerful pro-level creative workstation, but thanks to the super thin bezels and a clever new cooling system, it's a lot lighter and more compact than most other 17-inch machines. It also gets some pretty decent upgrades over the 15, with 8-core Intel 10th gen processors and up to an RTX 2060 Max-Q, along with a better and quieter vapor chamber cooling system. To be honest, it's the only machine so far this year that's tempted me back from the MacBook Pro 16, which is also an incredible laptop, and hopefully we'll be seeing a 2020 spec refresh soon. Also, if you like the idea of a big, beautiful 17-inch laptop but don't need all that power, then the crazily lightweight 2020 LG Gram 17 is also worth a look. Now, if you're a regular on my channel, you know that I work with Surfshark VPN a whole bunch because, well, it's the only VPN provider that I actually use. And it's so handy for watching US Netflix and HBO shows while I'm in the UK, and most importantly for staying safe when I'm browsing, as it helps to prevent ads, tracking and malware, all that bad stuff. It's so simple to use, and there's a Surfshark app for pretty much every device. However, this is almost your last chance to get a whopping 86% off and 3 months extra free of Surfshark when you use the code TechChap or just by clicking the link below, as they're changing their pricing in mid-September, so sign up now to get the very best deal, and if you're not completely happy then they give you a 30-day money-back guarantee. So why not give Surfshark VPN a try? Next up, and something I'd love to see more of in the future, are sort of weird and wonderful designs and different form factors for laptops, like the Asus Zephyrus Duo 15 or the Acer Concept D7 Easel. Starting with the bonkers Zephyrus Duo, and this is as premium as creator/gaming laptops get, topping out at an eye-watering £4,000. But for that, you get ridiculous specs, and the biggest surprise to me at least about adding a second 13-inch 4K touchscreen to the keyboard dock is that somehow it doesn't completely ruin the laptop. It pops up when you open the screen and it feels really solid. I ended up using it for watching streams alongside games, or putting my project files there when I'm working in Premiere Pro, and just general multitasking. The extra screen space really comes in handy. Compatibility is a bit hit and miss when it comes to scaling, and the touchpad and keyboard arrangement is slightly awkward. Then we have the Acer Concept D7 Easel, and I love this design. Now, I haven't had one in for review just yet, but my good friend Sarah Dici got her hands on it, and at first glance it looks like a 2-in-1 workstation, but then open up the second hinge and you can pretty much position the screen how you like, which is brilliant for digital artists. The specs are pretty beastly too, with 10th Gen i9 processors, an RTX 2080 Super. Not that I can really afford either, but I'm torn between this and the Zephyrus Duo 15. If you had the money, which one would you go for? I'm also looking forward to getting my hands on folding and dual screen laptops like the upcoming Lenovo ThinkPad X1 Fold and maybe even Microsoft Surface Neo. Lenovo claims the X1 Fold to be the first true foldable PC, as the OLED screen itself bends round. Folded flat, it's a 13.3-inch screen, and it comes with a pen and magnetic keyboard that you can drop onto one half of the screen, so it becomes more like a regular laptop. And it's running Windows 10 Pro and one of the new Lakefield chips that we talked about earlier. Then we have Microsoft's Surface Neo, which unlike the smaller Surface Duo phone, is more of a tablet/small laptop, with its two 9-inch screens that can fold either way, so you can still use it like a tablet when folded. This also comes with a fold-over keyboard to turn it into a familiar laptop design. The Surface Neo is due to use Microsoft's new Windows 10X platform, which is better optimized for dual-screen machines, but its development is currently on hold, unfortunately. What you can buy now though is the Microsoft Surface Book 3. The design hasn't changed, but we get updated specs and the same unique detachable tablet screen. It is very expensive and a little bit heavier than most laptops in its class, but with a fantastic screen, good performance, and when paired with a Surface Pen, it's an awesome creator laptop. Now, not strictly a laptop, but the iPad Pro with a new Magic Keyboard is a good alternative to the Macbook Air. You're still limited to iOS apps, of course, but the gap between this and a normal laptop is getting narrower all the time, thanks to new iOS features and of course this fantastic keyboard. Now, of course, value for money is the #1 most important thing to me when it comes to recommending laptops, but sometimes it can be fun to look at the crazy money no object laptops out there. And this is one of them. It's the Asus ProArt StudioBook 1, and it's a steal at a mere $10,000 with a top-of-the-range NVIDIA Quadro RTX 6000 workstation graphics card, and which NVIDIA claim is nearly as fast as the desktop version, which costs $4,000 by itself. Crazier still, and nearly all the main components are actually in the lid behind the screen, the back of which flips out when you open the laptop for cooling. It's an absolute beast, and I love the innovative design as much as the crazy specs. But for $10K, I might just get the one. So that's pretty ridiculous, but now I want to show you a couple of laptops that actually offer good value for money. And first up, we have the 14-inch Lenovo Ideapad 5, which starts from just £430. It gets one of the new Ryzen 4000 processors with Radeon graphics. We get long battery life, SSD storage, and even Wi-Fi 6. The screen does let it down a little bit. Even though it's 1080p and IPS, it looks a bit washed out, but for the price, there's not much that can top this. Alternatively, the Huawei MateBook D14 or the Honor Magic Book 14 are great budget laptops. Although unfortunately, these are tough to get hold of in the US right now. So they're basically the same laptop, and they feel much more expensive than they are. They're thin and light and good for everyday tasks. The big downside is that they use last year's Ryzen 3000 processors, but they're still well worth the price. Chromebooks are also a great value option, and really good news for gamers on a budget is that Nvidia's GeForce Now streaming service is now supported on almost all Chromebooks, which I can't wait to test out properly. But if you do want something a little bit more high-end but still without breaking the bank, then these are two of my favorite laptops of 2020 so far. First up, the Dell Xps 13, and it just does everything so well. It's lightweight and compact, build quality is great, and this year we get a taller 16:10 aspect ratio, which makes working on it feel much less cramped. It's not the cheapest, although I'd argue it's actually good value for what you're getting. Then there's the MacBook Air, which also just had a major upgrade for 2020. And for starters, Apple have fixed the keyboard issues. In fact, we now get the MacBook Pro 16's Magic Keyboard. It also gets Intel 10th Gen processors, which are now quad-core on the i5 and i7 models, and come with much faster Iris Plus graphics. There's also faster RAM and double the base storage on the entry-level model, making it a much better option than before. So far so good then, but there's also a few little exciting things coming in the next few months. If we jump back to CPUs for a moment, and by the end of the year we should start to see Intel's new 11th Gen Tiger Lake U-series chips arrive. Intel are promising big performance gains thanks to a radical new super thin transistor. And something I never thought I'd hear myself say, but I'm also excited for Intel's new integrated graphics. Intel says their new integrated Xe graphics will offer up to a 50% increase in performance compared with 10th Gen. But I think what's most exciting is these will be going up against Apple's Silicon, which are Apple's custom chips based on ARM, which we'll probably see first in the new 12 or 13-inch MacBooks towards the end of this year. Honestly, these could be a total game changer when it comes to battery life and better integration with Apple's own software. I mean, sure, we're going to have a few years of transition to Apple Silicon in their laptops, but hopefully this will give, Intel, AMD, and Qualcomm a swift kick up the arse and hopefully make them even more competitive, which is great for the consumer. So while 2020 has been a pretty year for most of us, at least there's been some pretty cool tech to get excited about, and there's even better stuff just round the corner. But what are you most excited about? Apple Silicon or dual screen laptops? Let me know what's the next big tech innovation that you can't wait to see in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you want to see more from me, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and help me get to that 1 million subscriber mark, and I'll catch you next time right here on the Tech Chat. Now, don't forget to give Surfshark VPN a try, as this is almost the last chance to get 86% off and 3 months extra free before their pricing changes in September. Just use the code TechChap or click the link in the description below and give what I think is the best VPN provider and the one that I use all the time a try and see what you think.